Your baby is lying in a separate room right now, silent, still. And every parenting book told you this is exactly what you should want: independence, self-soothing, sleeping through the night alone. But here is what those books never told you. Your baby is not peacefully independent in that room. Their nervous system is in a state of quiet alarm. Their cortisol is elevated. Their heart rate is irregular. And the one thing their developing brain is desperately searching for is you. Today on Parenthood Unlocked, we are covering something that challenges everything modern parenting culture has told us. And by the time we reach point number 5, you will never see your baby sleep the same way again. A 2023 study from Notre Dame Mother-Baby Behavioral Sleep Laboratory revealed something that should change how every parent thinks about nighttime. Babies who sleep in close proximity to their caregiver showed up to 3 times more stable heart rate patterns, significantly lower cortisol levels, and measurably stronger brain development in regions responsible for emotional regulation and trust. What makes this even more surprising is that researchers are not talking about expensive sleep programs or special equipment. They're talking about one simple thing: physical closeness. We have been told for decades that babies who sleep alone learn independence faster, that responding to nighttime crying spoils them, that teaching self-soothing early builds stronger children. But developmental psychology says otherwise. Dr. James McKenna, the world's leading researcher on mother-baby sleep at Notre Dame University, spent 30 years studying this and found something that directly contradicts mainstream sleep advice. Babies are neurologically incapable of true self-regulation before age 3. What we call self-soothing in a baby is not independence. It is a baby who has stopped signaling because they learned signals are not answered. Number 1, your body is their nervous system. Your baby wakes at 2 in the morning. They are in a separate room, they cry, then silence. You think they settled themselves. Here's what most parents do not know. Dr. Niels Bergman from the University of Cape Town studied newborn nervous systems for over 20 years and found something remarkable. A baby separated from their caregiver at night does not self-regulate. They shut down. Their nervous system enters a state researchers call hypoarousal, a quiet stress response invisible to parents but measurable in the baby's cortisol levels and heart rate patterns. Here is what your baby is actually experiencing in that moment. Their brain is not peacefully sleeping. It is scanning constantly for the one biological signal that means safety: your heartbeat, your breathing, your warmth. When that signal is absent, the brain cannot fully enter deep restorative sleep. One night of separation does not cause lasting damage, but this pattern repeated nightly in the first year sends a message that gets wired early. Safety does not come at night. And that lesson does not stay only in sleep. Number 2, your breathing literally teaches theirs. Your baby is sleeping beside you. You are not even awake, but something extraordinary is happening that no sleep trainer ever told you about. Research from the University of Notre Dame found that babies who sleep next to their mothers naturally synchronize their breathing patterns with the mother's rhythm. This is not coincidence. This is biology. Researchers call it respiratory entrainment. Here's what's happening inside your baby during the synchronization. Their immature respiratory system, which is still developing in the first months of life, uses your breathing as a biological pacemaker. Your steady rhythmic breath literally teaches their lungs how to breathe consistently through the night. This is why research consistently shows that bed sharing practiced safely is associated with reduced risk of breathing irregularities in young infants. Your body is not just comforting your baby at night, it is actively regulating systems that your baby cannot yet regulate alone. 1 week of close sleep contact does not rewire their biology, but consistent nightly proximity in the first 6 months builds respiratory patterns that researchers say last well into childhood. Now stay with me, because what I'm about to share next is the one that surprises parents most. Number 3 is something almost nobody talks about, and it completely changes the conversation. Number 3, separation at night spikes their stress hormone. Your baby sleeps alone in their beautifully decorated nursery. You check the monitor. They look peaceful. You feel like a good parent for teaching independence early. Here's what the monitor cannot show you. A 2019 study published in the journal Early Human Development measured cortisol levels in infants during solo sleep versus contact sleep. The findings were striking. Babies sleeping alone showed cortisol levels up to 176% higher than babies sleeping in close contact with a caregiver. Here's what your baby is actually experiencing underneath that peaceful exterior. Cortisol is the body's primary stress hormone. In adults, elevated cortisol disrupts sleep quality and damages long-term health. In babies, whose brains are developing at their fastest rate ever, elevated nightly cortisol does something far more significant. It directly interferes with the neural connections being built during sleep. Memory consolidation, emotional regulation pathways, trust formation. All of it happens during sleep, and all of it requires a calm nervous system to build properly. The peaceful baby on the monitor is not always a regulated baby. Sometimes it is a baby whose stress response has simply exhausted itself into silence. Number 4, your heartbeat is their brain development. You hold your sleeping baby against your chest. Their eyes close within minutes. You assume it is just comfort. Here's what's actually happening neurologically in that moment. Research from Kyoto University found that the sound and rhythm of a caregiver's heartbeat activates the vagal nerve in infants. The vagal nerve is the primary nerve of the parasympathetic nervous system, the system responsible for calm, safety, digestion, and restorative sleep. Here's what your baby's brain is doing while they listen to your heartbeat. It is building what neuroscientists call neural architecture for emotional regulation. Every minute spent in that calm, vagal state while close to you is a minute the brain uses to wire connections that will later become your child's ability to self-soothe, manage stress, and form secure relationships. This is not sentimental. This is measurable neuroscience. The parents who wonder why their child struggles with anxiety, emotional regulation, or sleep difficulties at age 5 rarely connect it back to the nightly nervous system experiences of year 1, but researchers are making that connection clearly now. Number 5, safe bed sharing does not increase risk. Unsafe conditions do. Every parent has heard this. Bed sharing is dangerous. Rollover risks, suffocation, and those concerns are real under specific conditions. But here's what most parents are never told. Dr. McKenna's research at Notre Dame draws a critical distinction that changes everything. The danger is not closeness. The danger is specific unsafe conditions, such as alcohol consumption, heavy bedding, sofa sleeping, or extreme exhaustion. Here's what the research actually shows when safe conditions are followed. The rate of sleep-related incidents in cultures where safe bed sharing is practiced consistently, in Japan, Scandinavia, and most of Asia, is significantly lower than in cultures where solitary infant sleep is the norm. Your instinct to keep your baby close at night is not a parenting failure. It is not a bad habit you need to break. It is a biological drive that has kept human infants safe for hundreds of thousands of years. The modern nursery is less than 200 years old. Your nervous system and your baby's nervous system are far older than that, and they know something the nursery industry does not. So here's what this actually looks like in your daily life. You do not have to choose between safety and closeness. Start with a safe bedside arrangement. A bedside bassinet keeps your daily within arm's reach while maintaining a separate sleep surface. Follow the Safe Sleep 7 guidelines developed by La Leche League if you choose to bed share directly. When your baby wakes at night, respond quickly. Dr. McKenna's research shows that prompt nighttime responsiveness in year 1 actually produces more independent children by age 3, not less. Closeness now builds independence later. That is not a feeling, that is the science. So here we are at the end of these 5 reasons, and I want you to notice how you feel right now. If you have been feeling guilty for wanting your baby close at night, that guilt ends today. If you have been fighting your instinct because a book or a doctor told you closeness creates bad habits, I want you to hear this clearly. Your baby does not need a perfect sleep environment. They need you. The research from Dr. McKenna, Dr. Bergman, and Harvard Center on the Developing Child all point to the same conclusion. There is no sleep training program, no white noise machine, no perfectly designed nursery that replicates what your physical presence does for your baby's developing brain at night. Your warmth is their nervous system regulation. Your heartbeat is their brain development. Your breathing is their biological pacemaker. You are not a sleep crutch. You are the science. And your baby already knows that. They've known it since before they were born. Which of these 5 reasons surprised you most? Drop the number in the comments below. I read every single one. And next week on Parenthood Unlocked, we are going to explore something even more surprising. The 7 things your baby is trying to tell you before they can speak. Subscribe so you don't miss it.